love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey. Every day seems a little longer. Every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? There you go, baby. Here am I. Oh, will you left me here so I could sit and cry? Well, golly gee, what have you done to me? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Love you like I do.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Cars and Us. I am Dennis Tate. Today Cars and Us is down in Mamaroneck, New York, right on the beautiful Long Island Sound, Mamaroneck Harbor. It's a beautiful recreational park, and it's their annual show that they hold every year. It's a combination of antiques, classic cars, muscle cars, of course, race cars, a little bit of everything. They also have a big flea market here as well, so that kind of makes it interesting too, because you can walk around and buy some old used car parts and some memorabilia as well. We're going to give you a shot of the awards that they give out. They do really put on a nice show here, the Kiwanis Club of Mamaroneck. So we're going to go around and show you what's here today. This big, wide field of cars. So stick with us for the next 30 minutes. One of the first cars that caught my eye was a fellow that actually I met back in May at the Westchester Street Rods Inspection Day. I really didn't get a chance to talk to him. I had a chance to see the car, but unfortunately he's here today, and his name is Sid Goldstein, and I'm going to welcome him to Cars and Us. And we're going to talk about his '66 Chevy Wagon, which is a real rare piece. So that's what we're going to start off with. Sid, pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure being able to talk to you for a few minutes now. It wasn't like last minute at the Westchester Street Rod show, So we'll get a chance now to tell the viewers about this car because, as I said, it is a rare piece, and it caught my eye because I built these cars down at Chevrolet.
Yeah, I remember you talking, looking at it and decoding it.
Yep.
That
it's really not common to find a 4-speed big block wagon.
I appreciate that because I relay that you had looked at the car and looked at the tags that day, and that you were able to pull some of the numbers.
Yep.
So I always tell everybody, hey, it was authenticated by a GM guy, so everybody knows it's the real deal.
It definitely is. Now, where did you find this?
I found it, believe it or not, up in Rhinebeck.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it on a block up there?
No, it was just
in the corral?
No, it was a guy. A guy drove in, and I was looking for a big block car with a stick.
Right.
And the guy drove in, and my friend Armando turned around and said, there it is. We turned around, and there it was. Went up and talked to the guy for a few minutes. Basically, asked if it was for sale, and he said no. And then I know for a fact that's the kind of car to buy. That's the one you want to buy, the one that's not for sale. So that was it. And that was it. So I gave my number, and he called back, and we worked it out. It was two honest men doing business together.
That's nice when a deal is consummated without any bickering back and forth.
The guy's a real gentleman. He's a local guy. It turned out to be, and he did a hell of a job with the car because the car was everything it was supposed to be and then some. So, like I said, I give any credit to anybody to be the guy who built the car.
Well, that's nice. You seem like you're enthused about it, and you seem like you're really enjoying it.
Well, I knew what I was looking for. I had cars my whole life. You know, built some, bought some, you know, ruined some. And, you know, I got a Pro Street project. I turned into more of a race car now. I just wanted a stock, big block, stick car. That's what I was looking for.
You got it. That's
Yeah, I
for sure.
found it. That's not a
you
big
know,
body car.
They're not that many around. Truthfully, Sid, they're really rare, and they didn't. In fact, to my recollection, they really didn't build a whole hell of a lot of them.
No, especially with a stick. I mean, the car. It's a weird car. Aside from being a big block, it's a weird car anyway.
When they come down,
busted
when
my chops there, by the way.
when they would come down the line, and we all saw that it was going to be a 4-speed and a big block, we all took real extra care because we said, you know what? Whoever's buying this has got to be a drag racer.
Yeah, or
you know,
or towing something, right? A speedboat guy, right? Yeah, I mean, got a factory tag, got a tilt wheel. You know, weird stuff. It originally was a 427 car. The only thing that's not the right is the motor is a 67 motor with a big solid camera and some headwork.
You know what? You really can't tell the difference.
No, it's a real 427 car. That's what matters, you know.
That's true, and you know what? It'll bring the price that somebody wants to pay for it if and when you decide to sell it.
I hate to say it, and I'm a funny guy, but I got off almost 3 times the money.
Did you?
Yeah, I turned it down. I didn't buy it for that. I knew what I wanted, and as a matter of fact, I don't know if you want to Panther, but my buddy's car next to us, he's got a 66. I was trying to get it for a long time.
Well, I'll take some footage of that you know, after the interview, and then we'll insert it.
But I always liked big cars, and I always liked stick cars, and that's what I was looking for. Was a big full body stick. I didn't even care. I didn't care if it was a 2+2. I didn't care if it was a big Coronet or something. I just wanted a big block with a stick to drive around. I don't want a hot rod. I wanted
Sid, I didn't ask you. Where do you live? You live close by?
Yonkers.
Oh, you are?
Richie Bronx guy. You're living in Yonkers now.
Okay.
Living upstate in Yonkers.
Okay.
And,
that's well, that's obviously why you're here today, because it's close to.
Yeah, I drive it. I've driven the car. I drive the car a lot.
I'm surprised you're not at Lake George.
You know what? It's just too much with my work schedule and stuff. But I've taken the car to Massachusetts already. I've been way up north Connecticut. I've been to Massachusetts with the car. It's a driver. You know.
You know where you might want to make an inquiry? Frank Murata's Auto Show up at the Hartford Expo Center. It's the end of January,
Yeah.
beginning of February.
I have been to that show a couple years ago. Maybe I might be a winter show. Maybe I'll tow it up there. I don't like the crap on the road at that time of year.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's kind of the least of your worries. The weather really doesn't get that bad. I've been covering that show for years, and we've yet to have a snow where it snowed.
No, man, I got a shot.
Get some rain, you know.
Yeah, grab a trailer, maybe. You know, like I said, I'm funny. Once the salt hits the road the first time of the year, I put all my good stuff away. My bikes, my cars. We all do.
Sure.
But man, it's something to keep watch for. You know, it's just fun. I like more racing and stuff, but you know, I enjoy the car. I enjoy driving it.
That's good. I'm glad you do, and I'm glad we had a chance to meet up with you and and get you on camera.
All right, great.
And Sid, thanks so much.
Appreciate the time.
Good luck with the car,
Thanks.
and we'll run into you again from time to time at
Definitely.
different shows.
All right, good. Hopefully, you'll be still happy when you see it.
I'm sure we will.
All right, thanks, man.
In this same area where these high-performance cars, if you will, muscle cars, they got street rods, a little bit of everything. And I ran into Harry Marquardt, who was one of the South Side boys, all the way from Nassau County out in Long Island. And they got their club here and a few of their club cars. So we want to get him on camera. He's got this beautiful Dodge Roadster. Actually, it's registered as 1 year, but we'll let Harry tell us about it and welcome you to Cars and Us.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, pleasure to see you guys. It's always a pleasure to see
be
you.
here.
It's always fun to see the guys from Long Island to come up here into Westchester. You guys are a great bunch of guys. You're very heavy into the cars. You're very heavy into the music, and that's where we're coming from.
Oh, thank you very much. Like I say, it's a pleasure to be here.
We go out to we've been out to Glen Cove, the Gold Coast Cruisers.
Yes.
Right. We covered their show. Great bunch of guys, and to let the viewers know, many of the viewers know from my show, that there's this big car cruise out there in Belmore, and that's the one where it's by the train station, and you're just you're full with cars, 400 or 500 cars at a clip.
Yes. Friday night, you couldn't get a spot there at 6 o'clock at night. You have to double park, wait for people to come off the train. You have coming home from work. When they pull out, You have to jump in that spot, or else you're not going to get a spot till
So
9,
it's-
10 o'clock at night.
It's the commuter parking lot.
The commuter parking lot right underneath the train station.
Now, Harry, I know you guys are not running it, and it's not officially organized, but so the viewers know, is it safe? You know, I mean, you recommend it? There's not a problem with
no,
your car?
Everybody behaves. Nobody leaves rubber. Everybody parks. You get your chairs out. Everybody sits around. And there has to be a couple of thousand people spectators come every Friday night just to look at the cars.
And now they have food vendors around?
No, but there's restaurants in the area where, you know, a lot of guys would go and, you know, they come there early and then they go and have something to eat in one of the restaurants and then they come back and sit by their cars.
All right, tell me now, if we want to come out, we go over the Triborough or the Whitestone, which bridge?
Probably the Throgs Neck would be the best.
Throgs
way.
Neck.
Right.
Throgs Neck, okay.
Right.
And how far from there?
And then you take the Cross Island, like up to the Southern State. The Southern State, you go out to the Meadowbrook Parkway, and then go down the Sunrise Highway, and it's only a couple of miles from there.
Your estimation from the Throgs Neck, about how many minutes?
Well, again, on a Friday night, you know, it's
The
hard
traffic
to
is
say.
rough.
Right, it's a rough, you know, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the evening, you know, it's rough. But, you know, it could take you an hour.
Now, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to estimate. That's
Yeah.
good. That's all right. That's not
Yeah.
bad. You know, it's not a bad cruise for the, for the guys that are up here that want to go out there and,
Oh, I mean, really.
and go someplace different.
Someplace different,
Right.
exactly, right.
Now, let's get back to your car and tell the viewers what we have here. This is really unique. I like this.
Yes,
This
it
is
started
Dodge.
out. It
It's a
started
Dodge,
out
it's
as a
different.
Dodge, a '49 Dodge Wayfarer Coupe, and it was a basket case. The guy just wanted it off his property. It was upstate New York. I came across it one time when I was hunting, and he says, "Just get the car out of here." He says, "Take it," and it was all rusted out and everything. So I said, "Okay." I said, "You know, it's a car that nobody else would want, really."
Right.
So I brought it home, and then I had a friend getting rid of a '87 Grand Marquis.
Okay.
And I took some measurements. I said, you know, I could get this body to fit onto this frame.
That frame, sure.
So I did a little cutting and put the body onto the frame. And then as I took the fenders and everything off, I said, I can make this thing into a roadster. So I started, cutting it up and fitting it on, and I made it into a roadster. And I would go up. I had a house in the Poconos, and I used to go up there on weekends. And I used to go to this up near Scranton, a junkyard, where you could spend the whole day in there with your tools and get whatever you want. And right now, there's probably at least more than eight different cars involved.
Different cars, right.
Yeah.
Right.
You got the Grand Marquis frame.
How
You
about
got
the powertrain?
the powertrain is out of a 150 F-150 Ford truck that I owned. It caught fire. I just pulled the engine out and I put that in there with an AOD transmission.
Okay.
And what do we have? Oh, the interior I got out of the junkyard. It's out of an Expedition, 98 Expedition. The gas tank is out of a Mazda. The grill right here is out of a
nice looking
Jaguar,
grill.
a 1953 Jaguar grill on it. And numerous other little parts that I would just go in the junkyard and just walk
Harry,
around the whole day and just take
Have you had this on a scale? Do you know what it weighs?
3,200 pounds.
It is light.
Yeah.
It looks it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all steel.
Oh, it's all steel. Everything's steel on it, yeah.
That's nice.
I shortened the back 18 inches because on the Wayfarer, if you're familiar with a 49, the back was as long as the front.
Right.
So
right.
I cut the back up. And now people come by and say, "Is this a Prowler?" I said, "No." I said, I like to kid people and tell them that they designed the Prowler after
It's
my.
a prototype.
Yeah, that's right. So.
How long did it take you to build this? This is great that you do your own work too. How
Well,
long
I
did
did it. Right now, it's about 7 years in the working. I would do it only in the wintertime. I would make sure I would have it on the road come, May, so I could use it for the summer.
Right.
Come November, back into the garage, and then I would have something, planned out, like cutting the top off it. In fact, the top, it's a workable top on it out of a Cavalier.
There is. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
As far as the weather goes, you don't have to worry about it. The top goes up and that's it.
No
is
problem with it.
it automatic or is it
No,
is it hydraulic?
No, it's manual.
It's manual,
But it's so
okay.
small, I do it with one hand,
that's
and
great.
flip it up.
That's great.
you know.
That's terrific. Tell us a little bit about your club. Hopefully I get a chance to talk to a couple of the other guys in there and see their
Okay.
cars too.
The club started out as just a group of 5 or 6 guys that would get together at Belmore and hang out, and then more guys would get in. And at last count, Friday night, we just joined, a couple of new guys joined. We have 168 members. And we like to tell people it's no dues and no rules.
Ah,
We have no rules.
run what you brung.
You run what you run, and you just come, have a good time, and
That's terrific.
and that's the club.
That's terrific.
So we got 168 members out of it so far.
I see you have the the little old license plate plaques
Yes.
hanging down the
we
back
have
like in the 50s.
That's right. You had those made up, and a lot of guys, paint them up the way to match your car or whatever.
So approximately how many guys have you got involved?
Oh, like I said, where in the club itself?
Yeah.
It's 168.
168. Oh, I'm sorry.
168
Okay, wow.
members, yeah.
I didn't realize it was that many.
Yeah.
But well,
I mean,
you know what?
almost every Friday night when we get together at Belmore, somebody comes along and joins the club.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
great.
have jackets or anything like that, or you?
Shirts and hats and jackets. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Well-
in fact, some of the guys, my shirts. I have one in Florida in my house, and then I have one in the laundry right here. But the other guys have their shirts. Usually when we go out, like we were at the Veterans Hospital, St. Albans Wednesday.
Sure.
We put a show on for the veterans over there
Oh, that's
on
nice.
Wednesday. And
That's nice.
we all had our shirts and everything. It really was nice. They appreciated it, and we appreciated them.
Well, it works both ways, and
Yeah.
and it's a credit to your club to do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what we try to do.
I'm glad I got a chance to
I
get you for a few
appreciate it very
minutes, and
much.
I'm going to try and look. Maybe you'll introduce me to a couple of your other members with their cars here, and we'll talk
Sure
to them
will.
and let the viewers see what comes from Long Island.
Okay.
Harry,
I'm
thank
glad.
you so
Thank
much.
you very much. I really appreciate it.
Another one of the South Side boys from Nassau County, the club that's up here with this car show, and they have a number of their club members. We have Kenny Fazzo, and he's got a 42 Ford two-door sedan. So we're going to talk to Kenny about his two-door sedan. Welcome you to Cars and Us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, my pleasure. This is what the show is about. It's about you guys and your cars. Certainly not about me. I'm just kind of here for the beer, so to speak, But again, like I told Harry, it's nice to see you guys up here, traveling up from out in the island. I like, as I will reiterate, I've always had a great time out on the island. The club members and people in general have always been very receptive. I used to drag race out
Did you really?
in
Yeah,
West
yeah.
Hampton and National and Islip, so I'm a little familiar with it. I really didn't like the commute, though, with that Long Island Expressway,
No,
so that's a
yeah.
bit of a discouragement for me, But you guys do this, well, you don't do it, but you're involved with that Belmore. Harry was telling us about
Yes,
the show out there
every Friday evening.
Friday night.
Yes.
We like to get a chance to get out there. I've heard about it for so many years, but haven't had the opportunity to get out there. But again, it's nice to have you on camera, and
Thank
let's tell the viewers what you've got here. We know what you've got, but a little bit about the history of the car.
All right, it is a 42 Ford Coupe. It was, like most all, it was an original car that was converted into a hot rod back a number of years ago. And we put a lot of today's amenities in the car,
Right.
which is like air conditioning, power steering, power brakes, power windows, and just different little things that will make the car different as far as, interiors and engine work and, framework.
Mm-hmm.
And neon lights, and, just wild colors.
And it's more comfortable to drive with all modern technology.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, as far as replacement parts, if any repairs are necessary, it's easier to acquire parts from the newer styles and models of cars than it would
Right,
be from
and-
42.
And they're more reliable, so the cars really don't break down very rarely.
not at all.
So
Not
they're
at all.
very reliable. So you can take this car. You don't mind going from Nassau
No.
County up to Rhinebeck.
Not at all. It's it runs great, handles like an everyday car, and it's a pleasure to drive.
Automatic.
It is an automatic. It has a 350 small block Chevy engine in it with a 350 turbo transmission.
Kenny, let me ask you, why is it that predominantly all the interviews I do and all the cars we look at it, they're all automatics? What happened to the old 4-speeds? I mean, you guys get lazy in your old age or what?
3-speed or 4-speeds, I mean, that is what it was back in the day.
Right.
But most of us, would prefer to go, I guess, more so with the long-distance driving to an automatic, where it's just easier and more comfortable to drive and to handle, rather than a 3
You
and
put the
4-speed.
cruise control on, put your foot up on a dash, and there you go.
I
right?
do it. The car does have cruise control. Yes, it does.
Color on this. This is
They
a
call
nice
this, it's a teal blue.
teal blue.
Yes, it is.
Is it any special colors, custom, or is it PPG
Well, it's
color?
DuPont PPG
Okay.
paint, and it's teal blue, and graphics were added onto the car afterwards, all around the car.
I see.
And interior, we made purple. And the interior seats were out of a Mitsubishi vehicle. And it just flowed from there. The colors
Yeah.
at first didn't look...
Did you design this yourself, Kenny? Is this the idea that you had in mind?
basically, it was very similar to what I had in mind. And I was looking at the color combinations on the computer, It just didn't look right at first, but you know, a little tweak of the purple and the blue, it just it was there. It just fell there, and that was the way to go.
Yeah.
That's what I chose to do at
Very
that point.
unique. Your instrument panel, your gauges, everything is really nicely
Thank
done.
you, thank you,
You know, good taste.
thank you. Yeah, the gauges were they were all out of a newer style car,
Right.
and all calibrated to you know, the wheels and tires that put on the car, and the you know, the bigger motor, and everything just all came together
Yeah.
after about 3 years.
Oh, well, you took my thunder. You stole my thunder. I was going to ask you how long did it take, but 3 years is not bad. You know, now
Yeah.
you're set. So now you
I'm good to
know.
go.
Are you the type of guy that gets tired of a car after a while and then turns around and sells it, or is this your baby for a while?
This is going to be my baby for a while.
Yeah.
This one I enjoy. It has everything that I'd want in a hot rod, and we just go everywhere together. You know, with
Yeah.
the car and the group of individuals that we ride with.
Well, like I said, you know, you seem to have a good group. We got to get one of your other guys too.
Sure.
He's got this this cherry. I think it's a 29.
29, yes,
Right,
it is.
and so we're going to get him on camera
That is
too,
fine.
and have the viewers take a look at that, because it's a gorgeous car. It captured my eye right away. In fact, all of your cars did, and in fact, I did a little B-roll prior to this, not knowing that we were going to get a chance to get you on camera. You know, guys come, they park their cars, and then they walk away, and you can't find them, so
Right,
it's kind of
right.
hard sometime. But I'm glad that you guys stuck together, and you know, we get a chance to get everybody
Thank you,
on
we
there.
appreciate it.
You know, and you know, give your plug a little, give your club a little plug.
Which is good.
So,
yeah.
you know, anybody wants to travel out to the island or get in touch with you, they can certainly get in touch with you by my, you know, my phone number is always
Yes.
on. You know, we'll put your information up as well. Do you guys have a website?
Yes, we do. I'd have to get that information for you from one of the other club
All
members.
right, you do that, and then we'll put the graphics up as well. We'll put
That
the
is fine.
website up as well, so people can go on.
Yeah, we decided to do a chop on the roof of this vehicle also. We
Oh,
chopped
okay.
the front 3 inches, and we chopped the back 2 inches. They give you that nice look. And it has, as far as suspension, we have a coil-over roll bar suspension front and rear, and it gives me the ability to raise and lower the car with the coil spring
Right.
that's in there,
Sure.
which is nice.
Sure.
And it took a while to get the car just you know, to sit right.
Right.
And now I think it sits quite nicely with the coil-over suspension.
And the ride as well.
And the ride is,
that's most
yes.
important. you
Yes,
know.
it is.
You don't want to be bouncing, or you don't want to have to be having your inside shaken out when you're going
Not
down
at
the
all.
road, you know, or on a trip
Not
for
at all.
that matter,
And this
you know.
thing handles, like I say, handles very, very nicely. Handles almost like a new car. And it's just a pleasure to drive.
You probably don't know, but not for this year, but for next year, we'll have to stay in touch and get you guys to come up to the Westchester Street Rods Inspection Day. All
Absolutely.
street rods, you know, and they're a very generous club, and they put out a nice barbecue spread, and they inspect the cars, and it's a real nice free
Right.
free show day.
Once we know the day, I'm sure we'd be more than happy to come.
Oh yeah,
They,
definitely. We'll
they
let you know
usually
about
do
it.
something similar to that in York, Pennsylvania.
Let's the Street Rod Nationals.
Right.
Right.
And this has been safety inspected, 23-point safety inspection twice, and it passed both times.
Did it?
Yes, it did, in 2005 and 2006.
That's good.
And the
That's-
stickers are on the window.
So everybody knows.
Everybody knows. That it passed
Well,
that
you know,
23
and that's what's
inspection,
most
yes.
important. You know, you want it to be safe, and that's that's
Absolutely.
most important.
Yes.
That's first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Kenny, been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's
Thank
been
you
a pleasure.
so much.
Thank you for having
Okay,
me.
and we'll look forward to seeing you guys again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Another one of the finer cars in the Southside Boys Car Club from Nassau County is Tony Ritsoon, and he's got this cherry 29 sedan. So I want to welcome you to Cars and Us. Give you the opportunity, like your club members, to come on and talk about your car, and give the public a chance to see, you know, what a beautiful car this is. This is an eye catcher. It caught my eye when I first walked over, and I said, gee, I hope we can find the guy that owns this.